So everywhere I go, and I mean everywhere I go, cops just pretend like we're going to arrest this person. I'm seeing the FBI cars pulled over here, FBI cars pulled over there. Seeing this person there. I've seen people looking at my family being arrested. I've seen all kinds of stuff, and nobody's doing anything. So all I can say is this is what you cause. I'm way out here, so I'm gonna give you some scenery you get to look at because this is what the guys have called. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful, but I don't like being on the road. I'm supposed to be with somebody. I'm supposed to have a life of my own, and you won't tell the truth. So, is it beautiful? Yeah, it is. But I'd rather be with my wife, and what you guys did to April is horrible. You don't mutilate somebody's teeth. You don't do it on purpose. And I remember Tiller and whatever, Powell and Tiller. She goes, "He's really here?" I was like, "What's she talking about? He's really here?" I said, "What is she talking about?" I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." She goes, "Oh, well, I guess we're going to do it. Okay." And she starts singing Jingle Bells or some kind of Christmas song. So it's like one of those doctors knew it was the one with the dark hair. She knew what was going to happen. Now, what happened with me is they sent me to a specialist to do a root canal. Now, a dentist can do a root canal. All dentists are supposed to be able to do a root canal. She sent me to a specialist. You know what he did? He drilled through the bottom of my root and said, "Whoops, I made a mistake. We're going to have to do emergency surgery, and we're not going to charge you for it." So he drilled through the root, and then he started drilling. I was in the chair for at least 4 hours for just a simple root canal. I mean, simple root canal, it should be a simple thing for most dentists, especially an oral surgeon or something. But she sent me to a specialist, and she did the same thing to April. She sent him to somebody in Pflugerville. The one who got me, he's going to get his. God's going to pay him back. For April, that man needs to be in jail. He was laughing at her, making fun of her. He said, most people that get divorced like you, they end up homeless. I mean, he knew what was happening the whole time. Tiller knew what was happening the whole time. Dr. Powell knew what was happening the whole time. And still, they're just sitting there making money, working as dentists in Austin and Pflugerville. I mean, I guess the tornado didn't scare you guys enough. I mean, it's kind of crazy because I saw Chewy's son, whatever her name was, called her name Allison at Intel. And she said, "I'm going to be at the Dunkin' Donuts." And there she was. I think it was her. Looked like her. I mean, I didn't really look at her too much, but it looked like her. She told me she's going to be there, and somebody was there that was Chinese. And then it looked like Han Wong was in a car because it looked like her face. I saw the hat. I'm not going to stop for her. She said, "There's nothing between us anymore. Leave me alone." So I'll leave you alone. I'm going to Vietnam, and that's where I'm supposed to be. So that's just the way it goes. I mean, when you know the truth and you withhold the truth just so you can have a house, it's not my fault you took money. That's all I can say. Anyway, Pound Tiller and the doctor that did that to April, you should be in a cell. Oh, and the doctor that did this to the root canal to me, the doctor who did the root canal, you know what he said? He said, "You can have these pain pills. If you need more, just come back and get as much as you want." What was it? It was that pain stuff that they gave me when I broke my collarbone. Because when I was in McKinney, Texas, I broke my collarbone out in Irwin Park. Now, I see how GPS works really well, and I worked on it. I was working on GPS there, so I know you can track it down within a certain footage. So back then, at least 100 feet, you could track somebody down. But you didn't track me down. No, you let me sit in the field. I broke my collarbone. I was out in the field. Nobody, a guy came by, and I don't even know who he was. I said, that ambulance and stuff, that's for me. Can you at least tell him it's for me? He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I can't even get up. I was just sitting on the ground. My collarbone's broken. I had to sit down because it hurt so bad. I was about to pass out." He goes, "Yeah, I'll tell him." And he just rode around the trail, left me there. He didn't do anything. That's how you guys treat me. Is that very good to treat somebody like that who needs help and they have a broken collarbone? Now, two guys did come up and they helped me get up and they walked me back to my car and I drove myself to the hospital. Actually, I drove myself home and then April drove me to the hospital. And then they let me sit in the emergency room in McKinney, Texas with a broken collarbone and I had dirt all over my face. You could tell I was messed up bad. And they wouldn't even help me in the emergency room. I was in the emergency room. They would not help me. They would not help me. They just sat there and I sat there at least an hour with a broken collarbone while other people are just sitting there. Maybe they're sick and stuff, but you have somebody who's a broken collarbone, you rush them in immediately because it's taken care of. But with me, they let me sit there at least 30, 45 minutes, and then finally they brought me back. Because one somebody said, "He looks pretty bad. We're going to bring him back now." So, I mean, you lie, and you lie, and you lie again. Just remember that, because when this turns into a lake of fire, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. No threat from me. If you can't apprehend the criminals and prosecute the criminals who committed an illegal prosecution, that's your own fault. The Lord God is going to punish you, not me. I'm just driving around seeing what I want to see before my probation ends so I can get out of this country, because you guys are just liars. You're liars. Nobody wants to work for a liar. Nobody wants to live with a liar. Nobody wants to marry a liar. No one wants to be around a liar, because all you'll do is come up and bite them again. That's what a snake does. It bites you, and it'll bite you again, and it'll bite you again, and it'll bite you again, and it'll bite you again. That's why when you get a dog to bite you, you get rid of it, right? Anyway, no threat from me. The Lord God is going to punish you with animals, insects, weather, and a plague. In Ardmore, DFW guys are about to get hit by a big storm. I saw it this morning on the news. It's a big storm, hailstones. I gotta go. Wind's got this my muscle. I gotta go.